Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate, said Carl Jung in one of his most famous quotes. My name is Andy. Welcome to Exploring the Holos. Today we're going to talk about shadow season and integrating your unconscious and the different archetypes of unconscious, and the three major archetypes, and what shadow season is and why it's important. So, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and let's get into it. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung is known for his work with the shadow and unconscious archetypes, and a few of his quotes that I think pertain to this subject is, everyone carries a shadow. The less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it gets. And what he's saying here is you need to confront your shadow and know your shadow, and you need to integrate it safely into your daily life so it doesn't build up and become blacker and denser and eventually spill over unwantedly into your daily life. And we'll talk a little bit about how that happens and how that's a bad thing. A man who is unconscious of himself acts in a blind, instinctive way and is fooled by the illusions that arise when he sees everything that he is not conscious of in himself coming to meet him from outside as projecting upon his neighbor. So what he means here is, you could see this going on all over the world, especially in politics in this country. People who unconsciously hold down the traits that they find undesirable. They push them down inside and they don't healthily express them. They will project them onto other people and hate other people for the traits that they deem undesirable. And like certain groups of people, like they'll hate other groups of people, saying that these people are pedophiles or something of that nature, and when in reality they're the ones getting investigated or indicted for such crimes. Or you could have somebody on the religious right hating homosexuals or any kind of LGBTQ person, but then you find out later on that that's what they are, and they're just hiding it. They're stuffing it down inside, keeping it in the closet, so to speak. So, how does this pertain to shadow season? Shadow season, as it defines, starts Halloween and it lasts until New Year's. And shadow season is when we try to identify our shadow and integrate it safely into our lives, and consciously do not repress this shadow. So the most difficult part in my experience is identifying your shadow. Once you've identified it, you can start to come up with ways that you can express it and relieve it, so you don't become this hateful a-hole to everybody, and you don't self-medicate with alcohol or drugs. Yes, I do drink, but I don't think that I drink to solve any problems. I just drink because a lot of times I like beer. Okay, I do like the taste of it. And if I had to stop, I could stop at any time. So I'd like to drink. That's all there is to it. But it's a lot of people do drink because they have things repressed and they don't know any other way to deal with it. And I think people use other drugs. It's the same type of thing. And shadow season is important for that reason. So we can become more compassionate. We can focus on our goals, and we don't have this constant shadow trying to interfere. And it's something our whole planet should do. We need people all over this world to face their shadow and find out what's bothering them and deal with their issues. And how do I integrate my shadow? I don't care. I try to not care what others think about me, and I try to express my true feelings. I think this channel helps me do that. I say what I feel needs to be said. I did used to do karaoke, and I think that helped a lot. That helped a lot more with my mirror self, I do believe. And that's another archetype that it helps to help you deal with becoming an entire person. Your mirror self, in order to integrate that, you do the opposite of what feels comfortable to you. So you step outside of your box. And getting up on stage in front of people was definitely something I wouldn't have done years ago. And yeah, hopefully we could do that again, but the pandemic kind of wiped that out, at least around here. So if I ever get the opportunity, I will do it again. But yeah, it's different for everybody integrating their shadow. You need to consciously find out what you're repressing and not repress it. But you can't just let it all out at once. You need to work through it. And yeah, if you go to Morgue Official, he has a lot better explanations of this stuff. This stuff is really hard to explain. And that's why I said in one of my first videos I wouldn't be doing a lot of these type of videos, because this stuff is so hard to explain. And I don't know how many times I've had to explain to me, but it is hard to explain to other people. How long does it take to integrate your shadow? This is the thing. People think they can just do it in one shadow season, which is not true. You are constantly being bombarded with shadow, and you have to constantly be aware of this and be trying to deal with it and integrate it every day. This is an everyday thing for the rest of your life. I mean, otherwise you're going to get distracted and it's just going to automatically build up. So, shadow season is when we make sure that we are not letting our shadow build up, and we consciously work on it. Like we get 2.5 months to work on it consciously, and then it's back to other goals in January. So I already gave some examples of my shadow, which is this war that's going on, which they're using religion as an excuse to bomb the hell out of civilians. That really builds up my shadow, and it's hard to stay calm and not snap on everybody. I haven't heard a lot of people that want to argue about this yet, so that's a good thing. I'm just trying to take it calm and breathe every day and talk to you guys about it, and that helps. It does. And the whole hating people for the way they are thing, that really gets to me. And the people who are cruel and not empathetic to animals, that really gets to me. So there are a few things, but I think age helps. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or because I've been working on it, but I definitely feel a lot different than I did 10 years ago even. I'm a lot calmer. I see that this life is very short, and I don't want to spend it being angry. But I do want to help this world as much as I can before I'm done. So that's my only goal, and that's really all there is to make things better. And then you're gone, and hopefully when you come back, it's not worse. All right. The refusal of citizens to get educated, and citizens being like, I don't care. The I don't care-agans, I do not like those people. They definitely build up my shadow. And making these videos and trying to educate people, even though I know you people are probably already educated, you're not the problem anyways. So if you're watching this video and you're not a subscriber, and you're not educated enough to subscribe, please do that. And then you will help this world one subscriber at a time. So, I'm just kidding. The ease of government to control citizens, and this goes back to not being educated. The government uses religion, they use class wars, they use, all kinds of tactics that, people just, they want to play teams all the time. They think everything is a team, like it's either a sport, like politics is a sport, or it's either a sport or it's a reality show. And I'm seriously thinking that there should be a test for people to vote. They should have to take a civics test. This is what Vivek Ramaswamy believes, and I'm not a fan of his, but he does have some good ideas. So, that's all I got for shadow season. And Halloween helps. You get out there and you have a good time, be safe, and dress up as whatever you feel like dressing, whatever is going to express your shadow, but don't let it all out at one time. Don't project it onto others. And yeah, a lot of people ask what that Neogenian triscale is, and I'm going to put it up right over here. This Neogenian triscale. This has got the three archetypes, the three major archetypes, as I believe Carl Jung stated, the mirror self, the power self, and the shadow self. The shadow self is going to be the longest, lifelong integration that you're going to do. And then I think you want to move to the mirror self, which would be finding the things that are your opposite, the things that make you really uncomfortable, and try to dabble in doing that stuff. Like if you're an introverted person, try to do an extrovert. I just found out today that Carl Jung actually came up with that, the introvert and extrovert terms. But yeah, you want to do whatever the opposite is until you become comfortable with that, and that'll make you a more well-rounded person. And for the power self, that is the most difficult one. And when you can integrate that, then you'll be completely a powerful person. And I'm not very well versed on the power self yet. I need to check out more videos for more on that. But it looks like things are getting a little bit loud here, so I will also be working on another video, I think this weekend, about my opinion of the things going on in the Middle East. And I do have a lot of other stuff going on with getting ready for fall and winter, so I got to get going. Thanks for watching, and ad astra, my friends.